Good morning, everyone. We're going to start off agenda reviews with the Pledge of Allegiance from now on, if that's okay with everyone. So let's stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. City Manager Bob.
Thank you. On the first page, you have three proclamations on this meeting, and then on the public agenda, you have one person. That's over the top at page 2. Nothing else on page 2, and then into new council business on page 3. Number 1 would establish a November 5th public hearing date for changes to the Center City South Redevelopment District Plan. And we'll talk more about that during the presentation. Number 2, I think as all of you know, we have been instructed by the, I think it's the Corps of Engineers, remember correctly, to make some repairs to Cheney Dam. I guess the good news about the drought is that we now have the ability to get that done without artificially lowering the Cheney Lake levels. So what we'd like to do is take advantage of this opportunity and move forward quickly with a construction manager at risk project and issue an RFP and have the council approve the RFP criteria as required under your policy. To make the repairs.
Can we please have that timetable of how long it would take for construction?
Yes, Gary.
So, if you're looking for the timetable now, one of the reasons why we're requesting the ability to do this as a construction manager at risk is to minimize that. We don't know what that looks like yet. So if we were to go about this as a normal low bid, it's just going to create a lot of issues for us. We need multiple contractors working in there at the same time so that we can get this done as quick as possible at the best cost. Sorry, thank you. The construction manager at risk will help us mitigate risk up front. Our goal is to bring in multiple subcontractors. We can also structure the contract in a way that there may be the ability to have a separation agreement, the ability to cancel the contract. One of the biggest risks here is what happens if we get some rain. What if it starts filling back up? I can tell you our intent would be to not lower it back down. So we'd want to structure a contract in a way that we either have a long-term delay or we just pull out of the contract and come back to it at a later date. This approach really gives us the best opportunity to do that. So I don't have the time frame right now. We're going to, based on the budget that we have, we're going to try to do it as quick as possible. That's the best thing I can tell you.
Not to get too deeply in the weeds, but you build up in the construction, right? So you can make significant repairs, and if you have to stop, you haven't wasted that time. That actually helps you.
Absolutely, and thank you for that context. So yeah, we're starting down at the bottom, and as we start working our way up, hopefully we can beat even if the level starts coming up. So all of those things will be considered as we do this, but what it really does is it allows us to get more people in there. Through a normal low bid process, we lose that ability to really negotiate any of those things.
Thanks, Gary. Number 3 is approving a $200,000 project for the annual railroad crossing repairs. Number 4 would approve $400,000 project to protect the Cheney pump station from zebra mussels. It's a replacement of the existing system. Number 5 would approve a project to replace 80-year-old spur lines that we have in the Equisbed well field. That's all I have on page 3. On page 4, number 6, this would accept a Reconnecting Communities grant from USDOT that would allow us to address impediments that are placed by the railroad, or the railroad's presence in the 21st Street corridor and trying to connect neighborhoods better.
May I ask a quick question on that?
Yes.
Obviously, we have overpasses for the railroad at 13th Street. Why did it stop at 21st Street?
cost, if I remember correctly, and the span of the tracks. But we did have some early studies, if I remember, Gary, about the overpass cost, and not just here, but also we had some down south, if I remember. And so what the idea is to bring a consultant in and look at options, and I'm sure that overpass, underpass type of arrangements will be looked at as one possibility. Number 7 would approve state crisis intervention grant funds to add police officers to ICT 2 through 5 teams, partner them with ComCare staff. Number 8 would award bids for.
Sorry, one more thing.
Yes.
On number 7, can we have a quick report from ICT 1 on the case study of why it's important to have a paramedic, a law enforcement officer, and a mental health expert? Because ICT 2 to 5 only have a mental health expert and a paramedic, but no law enforcement officer. So if they can share why ICT 1 is more important, that model.
Yes, they've got that information. We'll do that. Okay. Number 8 would award bids for the 2 GEO bond sales and 1 GEO temporary note sale. We received good rates. Page 5, number 1, would extend the construction deadline for 6 months for the Hilton Garden Suites and Homewood Suites projects that are under construction now at the airport. That's all on page 5. Well, you've got 3 council travel items on 5 and 6. On page 7, 3A would approve $200,000 for the public art component of the new 15th Street Bridge project. And B would approve a $300,000 public art component for the Redbud Trail overpass structure, which I believe is at Rock Road. On page 8, number 5 would approve a revised budget and change order limit for the Hoover Road improvements. Number 6 would approve $8.5 million budget for the city share of the gold phase of the North Junction improvement project. Number 7 would approve the revised budget and funding petitions for improvements at the I-235 and K-42 interchange. Number 8 would approve a contract for transit-related preventative maintenance and repair services. This is to supplement our own crews, our own staff. And Mayor, that is all I have.
Council members, any comments, weekend events happening in your district?
I did have a question, not directly related to number 6, but did we, I think we put signs out that had phone numbers to call for when the train gets stuck and people are frustrated about that.
We talked about that in DC, and I asked staff to look at that. I don't know, did we put
There's
the
some
signs out?
there.
There is.
I know, I think along Harry Street, I've seen some signs out.
I'll double check. We've got, I think a few signs got a QR code on them because it goes to the federal
Yes.
page where you can report the crossing number. But I think we've got some of those up already, some of the major crossings.
Okay. I got tagged on Facebook about that, so
Oh,
there was
It's
time
not,
to see that.
not every stop. Are we going to keep adding to that, or is it just a select amount?
We started with the ones that, so we had some previous signage up that people could see when they were stopped and call. So with that information that Bob referenced, we added a QR code and changed it. We can get more out. We've kind of done it driven on a complaint basis, and where it seems the stop seems to be the most, we can sure add it.
Okay, yep, appreciate it.
Well, this complaint was 21st and Broadway, so this one encouraged everybody to call that if they are frustrated with that. Those numbers are being tracked, and we'll help make the case to do something about it.
I was stuck there last night.
There you go.
Anything else, council members? Just a reminder, there's lots of community events this weekend. The Wagon Masters Chili Cook-Off is this weekend. Also, bless you, KMUW's Ice Cream Social, and Newman University's Party on the Plaza. So multiple things around our community. Have a wonderful weekend.